Hello everybody, Zach here. Welcome to Train Sim World. This is CSX Heavy Haul because it's going to primarily focus on using the CSX trains that we know and love. I am going to be doing my first look here today. I watched Jeff's video, and if you want to check it out, link will be in the description if you haven't seen it already, or if you're coming over from there. It's his first look at this game, and I wanted to do one myself. I want to see how performance-wise it would perform on a different machine. With lower specs, and I'm going to go first and do exactly what he did, go into the graphical settings and show you what I'm running with, and what I'm doing. So I changed I have the foliage quality to high. He recommended shadows be turned to off, so I'm doing that as well as effects, medium, post-process medium, view distance is high, and texture quality is high. We're going to see how this goes. In the screen options, I'm 1920 by 1080 full screen. The graphics preset I started with was medium, as opposed to, I think it even defaulted to ultra. And I have anti-aliasing turned to TAA and VSync on. Some people have had better experience with VSync off. Some have had better with VSync on for frame rate. So we're going to do our best to get a consistent frame rate here. But, you know, I can't promise anything. I'm going to be using keyboard and mouse today. So I switched, I hopped over that. And these are, you're going to set to your liking. I'm in the United States, so I'm going to be using Imperial. And we're going to hit back here. I did the first tutorial, the intro sequence, which makes sense. It's kind of the basics, if you will, of walking around and all that stuff, and how to get the locomotive moving. But we're going to be going through all of these tutorials today. We're going to be going through yard switching first. And if you are new to not only train sims, this will be useful to you, but I'm going to be coming along for the ride too and learning these things as we go. So I think it'll be useful to me as well. Definitely if you guys want to see this turn into a series, or you want to see more of this gameplay. We're going to start though, like I said, on yard switching. Learn how to switch and cut cars to arrange trains. Let's do this. We got a cool loading screen here with the EMD GP38-2, or just 2. I'm not sure exactly how you say all of these locomotives' names. But this comes right on the heels of me doing, oh wow, that is loud. Yard switching.
So you want to learn about yard switching?
I do.
Let's take a look. Before a train goes anywhere, crews arrange all the cars together. Meticulous planning goes into making sure the right cars go to the right tracks to make up the right trains. This process is called switching. Climb aboard this locomotive and we'll get started.
Wow, it's so loud out here. I mean, it makes sense. We're going to climb up the steps here to this locomotive. We're going to open this door right here. It'll get a bit quieter in here as we close the door behind us. Peace and quiet. Hey, how you doing? Looks like Alex. Looks like the Northern Alex is sitting with me over here today. All right, we're gonna sit in the engineer's seat here.
Set the locomotive up and pull towards the cars ahead. Take it easy though. 5 miles an hour will do just
Okay,
fine.
so the first thing we need to do is get moving. Set the reverser to forward. As well as we're going to set the automatic brake to release, and then we're going to get it going at notch 1 just to get moving.
Gently bump into the cars up ahead. The couplers will engage.
We're going to do throttle idle because he said 5 miles an hour, and we're doing well enough for that. Oh, aim to travel at 5 miles or less. Okay, we'll do initial reduction. Is that initial reduction or is that more? Service? Oh, that's too much. That is too much. Initial reduction. And now we pretty much basically came to a stop. So let's give it a 1. Get ourselves moving a little bit. We're just going to go ahead. Once coupled, apply the automatic brake to full service. We are going to bump in here at a very, very slow speed. But is that okay if we do that at such a slow speed? Boom. Come on. Bump into here. Is that good? Is that good that we did that? And then we set this to service?
That's it. You got this.
Okay. Now haul them back.
Haul them back beyond the switch in the track.
So set this to reverse. Set this to release. and then go ahead and give some speed here. We got to haul them back past the actual switch. And you know what? Performance-wise, not too bad. Yes, visually, I'm not near what this game is capable of. Oh god, I got to remember that I don't need throttle all the time. I got to remember that. We are carrying you all the way back here. Come on. Burst the train beyond the... Yep, we're still going. UI does make this really easy, though, to see everything you need to see at all times, basically, which is really, really good. And I right-clicked there for a second, so it went to the regular mouse mode. Is this good? Is this literally where I want the train to be? Do I want to... Oh, God.
Okay, the train is clear. Bring it to a stop.
Okay, we're going to do initial reduction. Or do I need service? That's going to stop everything here. All right, everything is stopped. We're going to put this back at initial reduction, or can we not?
To put these cars with the others on the adjacent track,
It's into
a switch
neutral.
in the track must be changed.
Okay,
Climb down from the locomotive and walk to the
let's hop out here. Which way was it? Oh, yep, it's the one down here. Oh, God, that is so loud. Also, the game tells you, like, watch out for tracks because it's unsafe to be on the track, which makes sense. Not this switch lever, it's the one all the way down here. Wow, yeah, we have a heck of a way to walk here. So I'm going to run down here. Visually, though, I mean, this game is impressive. It's going to be a performance nightmare for most machines. But visually, it's good to see a game with visuals like this. So we're going to go over here, switch this lever.
Move the lever so the rails align
Or
to the other
lever.
direction.
We're all set. So we're going to have to run back to our train here.
Climb back aboard and push the cars down the track, connecting them
Cross
with
here.
the others already there.
All right. So we're headed back to our locomotive here. I hope you guys are enjoying Train Week so far. covering every different train game that I can get my hands on, basically. We're going to help hop back up here. So loud. And like I said, some frame dips. Everybody's basically experiencing it unless you have a NASA computer. Drive forward. So let's go ahead and set the reverser to forward. And then let's go ahead and make sure our brakes are released here. And throttle 1. And then, like I said, I've got to remember that we don't need constant throttle. We want to get moving, but a train doesn't require constant power to keep itself moving. So we're already at 7 miles an hour, and we're going to just put that down to not zero, but idle. So we have some speed going, but we don't have a crazy amount of speed. Aim to travel at 5 or less. I'm going to do initial reduction here. We good? Release it completely. Oh, come on. You got to find what's right here. Nope, not enough. Not enough. Let's get you up. Come on. Get you going. Get you going, and then we're going to let off again. You got to find that balance. People that are actual conductors, if that's still the actual name too, are probably being driven nuts by what I'm currently doing. Do we have enough? I can't see. Do we have enough here? Let's go back up to 1 real quick. I can't see. Oh, I can actually use the keyboard there too for that throttle. He said 5 or less, so I don't want to hit him too fast. We're still pushing up there. I literally can't see up there. Oh, man. This is stressful. Oh. Connect the train to the additional freight cars. By assuming we're still pushing? I could go into the third camera here and see. Oh, yeah, this is actually... It put us right up to the camera up front. Very cool. All right, what do we got going out here? Do we have to connect over there?
You're doing great.
Train stopped. Oop.
Now to uncouple the locomotive from the cars, climb down and walk to the
Okay,
first
let's go
freight
ahead and put this in neutral and put on our brakes at all times. I want to make sure that we have our brake set. Go down here. And then we're going to uncouple here.
Apply the brake wheel on the freight car so they are secured in place.
All right. And I do that by going up here, applying the handbrake to the freight car.
Cut lever to disconnect the locomotive from the
It's right here, right? Yep, unlocked. We are released. Nice.
And that's all there is to it. This process is repeated until all the cars required are assembled on the same track. To finish, climb back aboard the locomotive and move it up the track so it is ready to assemble more cars.
Okay, we can do that. We're going to reverse the locomotive so it's ready to assemble more cars. Close the door behind us. Hop in here. Go ahead, release that. Put that in reverse. And give ourselves one. The throttle. And then bring that to idle. Put that into initial reduction. It just like hops into service though. I don't want it to, but it does. And then once this is stopped, we are going to put it back into neutral. And we did that. So we learned there how to deal with switches and how to move around cars in the yard. It wasn't too difficult, in my opinion. But we need to know this going forward, how to interact with cars properly. We're just going to go head on to the next tutorial and see what that is. All right, so we're going to be headed to the locomotive turntable to learn how that works.
Let's take a look at how to use the turntable. It'll come in useful around Cumberland Yard.
All right.
There are two key components. The table, which must be locked in place to use,
Okay.
and the control cabin where the table is operated
Can
from.
you let me open this door, please?
Take a seat inside the control cabin and we'll get started.
What I'm trying to do. All right, let's go ahead and go in here. Close the door behind us. And we can take a seat right here at the control cabin. Ooh, camera. Ooh.
On the left is a monitor to view the action outside.
Okay, cool. Got a monitor.
In the middle is the rotation control.
Makes sense. Very, very simple. And we have what looks like a lock. Yep, table
And on
lock
the right
control.
is the table lock control.
Okay. So, what do you got? What do I got to do?
Let's activate the desk by turning
Got
the
that turned
monitor
on.
and unlocking the table.
And unlock the table here. Let's do that. Okay. Well, cool. And then I'm assuming we're going to rotate this.
Now we want to rotate the table to point towards the nearby locomotive. Click and drag the rotation control to move the table in the direction you need.
Okay.
Let go of the rotation control as the desired track nears the left side of the monitor.
Okay, so rotate right. Beautiful. We're probably going to have to keep that rotating. Yeah, I got to keep going. Got to keep going. Got to get to the track that I need to be at. Which is going to be right there. Oh, need to be a little bit further there. One more click there, maybe. Beautiful. And then we're going to want to lock this. Beautiful.
Before we
I did
get
lock
to
it.
the locomotive,
I knew what to do.
Be sure to lock the table again so that the turntable is safe to drive onto.
All right, so we're going to run over here to the locomotive and bring it onto the turntable. So loud. So loud. Hopefully the frame rate doesn't bother you too much. It's not too bad. It's not, some of the older games that I've played. But it's still
As you
annoying.
drive onto the turntable,
Make sure
go
that's
very
released.
slowly so you don't overshoot.
And then let's do one.
Going slowly also means that not much brake is required to stop.
That makes sense. So we're going to shut that throttle off almost instantaneously.
Once stopped, climb down from the locomotive and head back to the control cabin.
All right, I wonder how far we got to get here. Wow, that looks like we're going to have to use some brake here. Make sure we don't overshoot. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't overshoot. Beautiful. Throw you back into neutral here. That's awesome. That was like perfect. Absolutely perfect. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for helping me out. Just sitting there. Look at that. Could that have been more perfect? It's actually probably not even perfect, but I think it's perfect. Damn locomotive's so loud. Close the door. Okay. We're gonna sit back in the seat here. And what do we gotta do? I'm assuming we want to move this guy.
Locomotive ready to be turned. Activate the monitor and unlock the table.
Okay. We can do that. Monitor's already on. And we're gonna unlock it here. And then where do we gotta move this guy?
Using the rotation control, turn the table and locomotive to the indicated track.
Okay, what is the indicated track? We're gonna rotate you left. Oh gosh. Look at the movement there. Does not seem legit at all. Okay, are we coming up on it here? I think we are. Nope, not that one. Gotta keep going a little bit further. This one? Hard to see. Okay, perfect. We're gonna lock you. And then hop out here.
Lock the turntable in place before
And we're gonna be moving this guy.
climb back aboard the locomotive and run it to the designated marker.
Okay. Get back in here. It's weird how they handle the mouse. I feel like the mouse, yeah, like I said, the way they handle the mouse is kind of odd. All right, let's get going. Just got to move you very slightly off the turntable here so it's not blocking anything, basically. And like I said, we got to just manage that throttle. Don't need much there. We're going to we're going to do initial reduction there. Bring you to a stop. Service the first one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. That's very simple, but
Excellent
you need to
work.
know how to do this stuff.
That concludes this tutorial on using turntables.
All right, so on to the next. Locomotive refueling. This is obviously very important to keeping locomotives going.
Refueling is an important part of keeping a locomotive running, so let's go over how we do it.
Please do. All right.
A refueling stand consists of two components. The hose, which connects to the locomotive, and the pump activation.
Assuming that's what I'm seeing here, the hose and the pump activation control here.
A locomotive is already stopped in the right place.
Beautiful.
Walk over and remove the fuel cap.
Okay, so they got a fuel cap right like any other car. Good to know. Open that up, sit that right there. And then we're gonna, I'm assuming, go over here and pick up the fuel hose.
Now, go and pick up the fuel hose.
Yep. Pick you up. Ooh, okay. And then put you right on in there.
Take it over to the locomotive and attach
Very,
the hose
very
to the
simple.
fuel tank.
Like filling up a car. So far.
Return to the fuel stand and activate the refueling.
Assuming that's
pump.
this. And it is. So yeah, that's like filling any other type of vehicle up. Not a problem at all.
The system will automatically switch off once the tank is full. You can see the state of refueling by observing the indicator on the side of the fuel tank.
Very cool. We have a fuel indicator here. And then an emergency shutoff. In case, I guess. I don't know how many gallons. Oh, 1,700. There we go.
Pick up the hose and put it back on the fuel
All right.
stand,
Can do.
then replace the fuel tank cap.
We will do that. Close that up. Look how easy that is. Oh. Why are we picking up the fuel hose once again? Just for the sake of it? Why did we have to pick this up again? That's odd. That's odd to me. Put the fuel hose back. Interesting that it made me pick it up again and then put it back. Maybe I did it too quickly. It was like, huh?
And that's all there is to it.
So that was very easy and very straightforward, right like filling any other type of automotive, or on a automobile up. It's as easy as that. So on to the next. That's a unique thing with this game, though, is that you're able to do everything. You're able to go through full service, which is insane, and it's very unique in that aspect. Train brakes theory. This will actually give me some insight into train brakes and how they work.
This is where you'll learn all about train brakes.
Thank you for
and how they
saying
work.
exactly what I'm saying. Oh man, that's great. Oh, so we're on a different locomotive here. Wow, look at this. All right.
On this locomotive, there are 3 braking systems available to the engineer.
Wait.
Dynamic, auto, and independent.
What are the differences?
Dynamic brakes work by reversing the polarity of the traction motor.
Okay.
When a train is moving, this action causes resistance against the turning axles. As this system only works when the axles are turning, this means the dynamic brake cannot stop a train, only slow it down.
Okay.
Train or auto brakes work by controlling air pressure in a brake pipe that runs the entire length of the train. This pipe connects to brake cylinders located on each individual car. In turn, these cylinders push directly onto the wheels to slow them down.
All right. And then what about you, the locomotive or independent?
Locomotive or independent brakes are similar in operation to the auto brake. However, this brake only affects the locomotive itself, not the entire train. The independent brake is used when switching cars in a yard, or for holding a stopped train on level or low grade.
Okay. Fair enough.
When the auto brake is applied, it directly affects something called the equalizing reservoir. Think of this readout as the target pressure for the air-controlled brakes on the train. Next to it is the brake pipe pressure. This indicates the overall brake pressure along the train.
All right.
So, as the engineer, you set a desired pressure via the equalizing reservoir, and then the brake system will react to match this target.
Okay. Simple enough.
Perform a brake application on this train of 20 cars to see this process in action.
Oh, I thought it was simple enough.
Using the auto brake, reduce the equalizing reservoir. Watch for the brake pipe pressure indication to change, matching this reduction, and applying the brakes on the train.
Okay, so we are going to set the auto brake to full service here. And then, yep, it's matching over there. They're both going down, it looks like. But like I said, they're matching. Okay.
Now let's see this same process on a much larger train. Head over to the adjacent locomotive and climb into the cab.
Okay, we can do that. Oh, give me a second. I'll maybe be back. Don't know. Set out here. Oh, no, I can go down this way. I was about to say I should have went down the other way, but it really doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want. Oh, look at this big boy. Look at this. Awesome. All right, let's head over here. Up here. Wow. Yeah, no, I guess you... No, yeah, how do I... Oh, God, the door's right here. Insane. Oh, close. I'm trying to close it. There we go. Okay, how do I get in here? This is nuts. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, we're gonna hop in here. Oh God, give it a second there. Okay. On a much larger train, but we're gonna see how this works.
This train has 100
All right.
cars. Let's see what difference this has on the reaction speed of the brakes. Repeat the equalizing reservoir reduction from before. Again, using the...
We're just going to see how long it takes and the difference.
Watch how long it now takes for the brake
That makes sense.
to match.
Oh, it's probably going to be crazy
The
different.
skill of the engineer is knowing when to start braking.
Yeah, I get that. Oh, look at them. Yeah, the time difference. Yeah, that's a hell of a difference.
Now that we have seen the brakes applied, let's see how long it takes to release them.
Okay.
Using the auto brake, set the equalizing reservoir back to its previous position.
Can do. Set you back to released. And then, yeah, they go right back up.
This action triggers the brake pipe along the train to begin recharging.
All right.
When the brake pipe begins to repressurize, the brake cylinders holding the wheels will vent their air completely to the atmosphere. This is a one-way trip. There is no way to partially release these brakes.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, that was simple enough.
It's a lot to take in, so that's all for now. The key aspects to remember are brakes take a while to apply, so plan ahead and be patient. And the brake pipe will only begin to recharge when the auto brake is put into the release position.
Well, and remember that it does take a long time, to build that pressure back up, and you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. I mean, and that makes sense. The engineers, I'm saying conductor because of the classic, but these engineers, it's not an easy job or everybody would do it kind of thing. You have to know, you have to maintain speed and then know when to brake, and you got 100 plus cars behind you sometimes. That's insane. Let's go ahead and go on to the next tutorial here and see what that is. Coal loading.
Coal loading is a common occurrence on sandpatch grade, so we better take a look at how to do it.
All right, let's do it. We're going to get our...
To engage the loading process, the train must be moving at a constant rate.
Okay.
And not exceeding the speed limit.
All right. Get ourselves moving here.
In order to move the train
very cool.
This locomotive is fitted with speed
control. I like it.
This is located on the integrated function display.
There's these displays over here. So, press the left arrow for better display. Perfect. So we're going to set the target speed. Oh, this goes through everything. That's crazy. We can go through all the displays.
To move under the coal loader ahead.
Good to know.
So get the train moving.
All right, we're probably going to release a
As
brake
we have
here.
Set the slow speed control. It does not matter what throttle position is used. The locomotive will only travel at the indicated speed.
Okay. All right, I messed around with the power handle a little too much there. Didn't mean to do that. Now we're just going to be moving there.
When the train is within range, the loader will activate and a notification will appear.
Okay. Slow going up here. Slow going. Doing two. Exactly what we wanted to be. All right, looks like we're coming up on the coal loader here.
The process of loading the cars is completely automated. As each car passes under the chute, the loader will dispense coal until it is full. This will continue until all the cars are loaded. With the train under semi-automatic control, you can watch the loading process from an external camera.
Might as well do that. Loading coals into the 5 hoppers behind us here. We're going to watch that here. It is a very slow going process here. Look at this. Really cool to see all this stuff modeled out though. But yeah, wow, what a slow process. All right, here we go. We're coming up here shortly on our hoppers. They should just start filling. There you go. Coal loading is in progress, letting us know. Beautiful. Oh, that's frustrating. 99%. Why didn't it go to 100%? Are we going too fast? Yep, they're continuing to fill up here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Bumped that. Oh, the second one did get 100%. First one was only 99. Trying to watch them all fill up. Oh, that's cool. This is a camera from the back. Wow. It's back to 3. Then we've got the camera where we can just look around at everything. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, we're just loading up. It's insane to see all these different processes that you would never think of, though. And a very good example is if I would have just hopped into service, I wouldn't have known all of these different things and known what to do, basically. So when we encounter them, if we're in, the open world and we're playing through full service, we'll know exactly what we got to do.
To bring the train to a halt, return the throttle handle to idle, and on the integrated function display, press slow speed control off.
Okay.
Now bring the train to a stop.
All right, so we're going to put this back to idle, and then we're going to hit here, and then we're going to go ahead and hit on off. Whoops, meant to do that one. And that'll bring the train to a stop. So very automated, a very automated process here for the most part with a lot of these trains nowadays that obviously make sure the engineers are only concerned about safety of themselves and the locomotive and the trains that they're using, as well as, makes their job easier, because I can imagine a lot of long hauls that they're doing that make, this is a risky job and one that is difficult, no doubt. Same with, when we talk about truck drivers and everything, there's a lot more automated nowadays, no doubt. So we can go ahead and we can go into not emergency, but I did it.
You're now trained on loading.
Yeah, I'm doing perfectly. I just put the train into emergency brake.
On the Sandpatch grade, Rockwood Mine and Shaw Mine.
So I'm not perfect in any way, but that works. All right, so I'm glad you could take a ride along with me in Train Sim World to go over the tutorials. If you think this is a cool game and you want to see more of it, tell me, let me know in the comments and by liking the video. I'm glad to take you along for this first look. The thing I would want to do next is probably, it's still in the tutorials, but it's the introduction to each of those trains. That's the only thing that we didn't do today, but we covered all the basics in terms of full service. And so the next one we may do all the introductions to all the locomotives that are in here, and then potentially some services or scenarios too. I'd be interested in seeing all of that. Yes, performance-wise, this is not perfect, but I really am enjoying the game so far, and I'm happy to take you along on the journey with me. So, like I said, if you like this game, want to pick it up, link will be in the description if you're interested at it in its current state. I'm hoping that there's going to be patches here in the future to make the frame rate a little bit better, but at the same time, it's understandable with the type of world that we're in. Just get the frame rate a little bit better. But like you saw, not too many hiccups, but you definitely saw them there, and I'm obviously not running anything perfect. Ultra visual, 60 FPS, all that stuff. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, though. Tell me if you want more, and I'll see you in the next one.